Hello, I'm Peter Anderson and welcome to the Redline. If you're a car company that's had a wildly successful model and you need to replace it, you've got a problem. Lamborghini had that problem with the V10 powered Gallardo, so they made this, the Lamborghini Huracan. Since its 2014 release, there's been a couple of different versions. The LP580-2 rear-wheel drive, snappy title that, and the Spyder, which is the convertible. So we have a 2-for-1 for you today, the LP580-2 Spyder. There's a couple of major differences between the all-wheel drive, which is the LP610-4, and the 580-2. The first is steel brakes. You can still have the carbons as an option, but they are steel on this one. Normal cars have 19-inch wheels. This one has optional 20s, and they are very nice. This colour is clearly an option. I'm not sure about it either. You might love it. Tell me in the comments. And the very worst thing about the convertible is you can't see the engine. But apart from that, this is a Lamborghini Huracan. Now, everyone on the internet who's never even driven one of these cars will tell you that this is the one to fix the terrible understeer in the LP610-4. So we're going to talk about that a lot in this video. But drink it in. It's quite a fine looking car. And the reason you can't see the engine is for all of that roof gear. What you can see is the oil tank. Now, what's the oil tank doing there? This is a dry sump 5.2 litre V10. They put the oil tank up here so they can put the engine lower into the chassis, get the weight down, and that's really important in the Spyder. It's extra important, in fact, because all of the weight of the roof gear lifts the centre of gravity. In the Spyder, you've got less power. It's 30 horsepower less. That's why it's called the 580-2. Rear-wheel drive means it loses some weight. Spyder puts it back on. So you've got to think about whether you want that when you're looking at this car. The engine has 426 kilowatts. That is not mucking around. So anyone who tells you that it's got less power, it doesn't matter. Once you take the weight off, it's pretty much the same. It's still well under 4 seconds, 0 to 100 or 0 to 62 miles an hour. So you're not missing out. Just like the coupe, it's got the same 7-speed transmission, which is shared with the Audi R8. That is also an important thing to remember about this. This is basically an Audi R8 in drag. Lambo gets to put the wild clothes on it and charge a bit more. But who wants to drive around with the roof up? I don't, that's for sure, because it's a beautiful sunny day. So the roof works quite well. It's very quick, very easy to use. Start it up, press the button. You can actually do this driving up to 50 kilometers an hour. So if it starts raining while you're out driving, you don't have to stop. You just got to slow down, which inevitably you will have to slow down in this car because it really does like moving. And bang, you're done. That's one of the reasons I like Lotuses, because they're light. They're not super powerful, but they're light. And they're just lovely to drive, and the way they change direction. And this one's got a better change of direction than the all-wheel drive coupe or Spyder, I imagine. It's just more lively. And I like lively cars. I don't like ones that are trying to kill me, but I like lively. And this car has got that in spades. And it's, you know, it's an easy car to live with. It's a much easier car to live with than the Aventador. The Aventador is a big brute of a car and really very much a fast car, as in you've got to drive it fast to enjoy it. But this is a much more, you can relax in this car. You can take it wherever you want. Okay, you might not be able to just park it wherever you want, but you can take it wherever you want. It's not as low, it doesn't scrape as easily. Something I've noticed in this, it doesn't scrape nearly as easily as the Aventador. It's such a comfortable car. You can do long distances in this car, but you know, where it's really happiest, it's doing this. Woohoo! You probably can't even hear me now, I'm going so fast. And the noise, I mean, again, not as loud and obnoxious as the Aventador, but I love this V10. I mean, this V10 is an absolute peach of an engine. It's so smooth and it revs so hard, and you don't have to ask it twice. It just picks up and goes, and the dual clutch transmission, you know, if you can't have a manual, have a dual clutch that's like this. It just bang, 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 bang. It doesn't have the violence of some other cars. It doesn't have the brutality of the Aventador's ISR single clutch. But my goodness, it's just the way you can change gears in this is extraordinary. There's no lag, it just goes. And of course, with the rear wheel drive, you can waggle the tail and look like a hero and really enjoy yourself, or you can put it in Corsa and get really focused on the track. And Corsa is all about getting the car straight and getting it out of the corner and going fast, but Sport is where the fun is. The only problem I have with Sport is that it will shift up at the Redline. That's it. And you don't want that particularly on track, but you don't want that if you're out of shape and it suddenly changes gear up on you. Not going to end well. I love the Huracan. I've always loved the Huracan. This is the 4th time I've driven one, and the more I drive them, the more I love them. They are such wonderful, charismatic cars that have only gotten better under Audi. You know, people complain that Audi's made a mess of it, but it's utter garbage. You know, you've got to drive them to understand them. And yeah, the 582, I mean, the 610-4 is great fun. The 582 is awesome, really awesome. I was not expecting to like it this much. I did think I'd like it. It's a Huracan, and the Huracan is one of my favourite supercars. But the Spyder, I thought, oh, it's heavier, love it. It's great. And one of the reasons I love it is you can put the roof down and you can really hear that V10. It's such an operatic, symphonic experience, and especially out here in the bush where the sound bounces back at you off trees and off big walls of sandstone. It's wonderful. I really, really like this car, and I love the fact it's rear-wheel drive. And that has to be my favourite bit about it. It's a bit lighter over the front, it changes direction better. I reckon this is my favourite Huracan.